Hey friends, what's up? In today's episode, please provide the text you'd like. I've got a chilling story about a guy named Meruth translated, and a terrifying ghostly incident that happened to him. Trust me, after hearing this, you're gonna feel a wave of fear that will leave you confused, wondering if what you're experiencing is just some kind of OCD or if a ghost has actually got a hold of you. So sit back, hold on to please provide your heart, and listen closely. It's gonna be the text a wild ride you'd like me to translate. About a month ago, as I mentioned, this guy Meruth lived in Meruth and was enjoying life just fine. Please provide the text you would like me to translate. Meruth. Then one day, out of the blue, Meruth just stops calling Niharika. She starts getting worried, wondering why he isn't calling anymore. There was this girl named Niharika who lived in Muzaffarnagar. They used to have awesome late-night video calls and became really close friends. Their friendship was all online, and they were both 16, studying in 11th grade. Niharika had been in Muzaffarnagar for a while this guy Meruth was making some friends too. Please send me the text you want. I never actually met him, but he'd just call me whenever he was bored. That's not friendship. Thinking about it made Niharika really sad. But Meruth's life was a whole different story. There was something scary and dangerous going on. When she tried to call him, his phone was off. She started to realize what was happening and got worried, thinking, maybe Meruth has completely shut Niharika out and is just messing around with me, calling me his friend and all. Yeah, right? Meruth got home and told his mom, "Hey, Mom, a buddy of mine asked me to come over to go over some homework and stuff, so I'm heading to his place." His mom replied, "That was only a month ago." Meruth just said, "All right, Mom." He had turned off his phone, and his family was all confused about what was going on with him. Everyone was just lost. I grabbed my bike and rode over to my buddy's place. We hung out for a bit, and just as he was about to leave, his mom came over and said, "Hey, I made some kheer today. Why don't you have a little?" So we both tried the kheer and it was really good. After that, I hopped on my bike and started heading home around 3:30 p.m. when it was getting dark. Ever since the cold weather hit, it gets dark pretty early. While I was biking back, I randomly thought about doing something. The road feels kind of creepy, doesn't it? Every time I bring up that shortcut, people probably imagine that spooky road. But honestly, it was just a regular street. So I started heading home. I felt this weird restlessness, like I was suddenly anxious about that shortcut. My mom asked, "Do you want me to get you some food?" I said, "No, Mom. I just ate at a friend's place. I'm not really in the mood to eat. I'm going to sleep now, so don't wake me up." And with that, I went off to sleep, deep in slumber. I passed out around 3 a.m. and then I had this wild dream. I was feeling really anxious in it. I saw this old guy with a beard, totally bald, looking scared. He was wearing a white outfit and had a crooked stick in his hand. He came over to me and asked, "Why did you kill me?" He was sitting under a tree and looked pretty upset. Then he asked again, "Hey, why did you kill me? Why?" Before I knew it, this old guy got right in my face and said, "You've killed me, and now you've got just 3 days left to live. The way you messed with me, I'll make sure to finish you off too." As soon as I heard that, I totally freaked out and jumped up, thinking, what kind of nightmare is this? What's happening? Who the heck was that old man? I mean, I haven't hurt anyone. I'm just a regular 16-year-old trying to live my life. Why is some old dude saying this to me in a dream that felt so real? I had this dream, and how could I say I was gonna die in 3 days? My heart was racing like crazy. I thought I'd get some water to calm down. So I went to the kitchen, and as soon as I took a sip, my hands and legs started shaking. I just kept repeating, "You killed me, you killed me. I'll get you for this. You killed me. I'll get you for this." He started screaming, "I'm gonna kill you," really loud, and it woke everyone up in the house. They all rushed to the kitchen to see what was going on and who was yelling. They found him just holding a glass and being super dramatic. His mom got a bit worried, and his dad was stressed too, so they took him to his room. They figured he was just acting out because he was half asleep and running a really high fever. You know how it is, when you have a fever, you sometimes say the wildest things. So they were like, "If you ever have a high fever, don't take anything I say seriously. You know how sometimes you have the craziest dreams? Like totally random things happen. Some of those dreams feel so real that you might even start talking in your sleep. When you're really out of it, it can feel like you're actually moving around in those dreams too. Manav's mom totally got it, so she thought he must have a really high fever, which is why he was acting all weird. She decided to put him to bed, so she took him to his room, tossed a couple of blankets over him, and then she ended up falling asleep in there too. The next day, Manav's fever was way down, almost gone. He told his mom, "I need to get to school. I still feel a little warm, but can you remind me what I was up to last night?" As soon as he got out of bed, he said, "Mom, I'm feeling a bit better now, but I really need to go to school. I've got some important assignments to hand in." So, his mom said, "Okay, go for it." He headed to school, and when he got back home, he told his brother, "I'm so hungry. I was having salad too. My plate was right in front of me, and I was just grabbing the veggies and munching on them." Mom thought it was kind of weird since I usually don't just eat veggies. I wasn't even touching the lentils or puris or anything, just the veggies. When I finished them, I asked Mom, "Hey, can I get some more?" She looked a bit confused. "Mom, can you pass the food?" Anyway, Mom whipped up a nice meal today for some reason. We had delicious puris, veggies, lentils, rice, and some papad. What's happening here? Why is he talking like that? "I need food. I'm so hungry." Mom thought it was a bit weird, but she said, "Okay, finish your plate and I'll give you more." So he chowed down like, did he really want me to see him do that? The plate was spotless. It was just a bunch of veggies anyway. Mom gave him more veggies, then even more, and he devoured all the vegetables we had in the house. After that, he says he's still hungry and asks for milk. We had 2 liters of milk at home, and he drank every last drop. Now Mom's freaking out seeing him like this and slammed the door like it's gonna fall off the hinges. He came in and just flopped down. Mom opened the door and walked in, asking, "Manav, what's up? You okay?" He shot back, "Quit bothering me, I'm fine. Just leave me alone." That threw Mom off a bit, so she thought she should let Dad know since he was at work. She figured it was better to keep him in the loop about what Manav was going through. She decided to give him space, even though she felt a little worried. Later that night, when Dad got home, Mom filled him in on everything. Dad said, "All right, I'll talk to him." They've been chatting nonstop, no joke. You wouldn't believe how much has gone down in such a short time, and they're just sitting there. The last few days have really drained everyone. Their faces look so worn, like they're ancient. You can see tears in their eyes, like little droplets of blood. And their hair? Usually it's got all sorts of styles, but now every single strand is really standing out. Her hair was all fluffy, like cotton or something. I have no idea what happened to her skin and hair in just 2 days. It was really confusing. I just couldn't figure it out. My dad was talking to her and got really worried about how she looked. He said she was fine until yesterday. She left for school early, and I didn't even wake up. Now we're completely clueless about what's going on with her. He asked her mom, and she didn't know either. She seemed pretty normal when she got home from school. Then I went to check on her in her room. I was just about to hit the sack, but I thought you might drop by so we could chat. Now that you're here, I'm looking around and it's stressing me out how messy this place is. Can you do something about it? Her dad thinks we should take her to the hospital. When he grabbed her hand, it was freezing, like ice. We totally freaked out and said, "Let's get to the hospital. What's going on? Are you okay?" She just kept saying, "You're killing me. I won't let you go." Over and over. I'm not just going to brush this off either. He started rambling on like he did last night, and before we knew it, half an hour had gone by. His parents have been trying to get him to the hospital for the last 30 minutes, but he just keeps saying the same stuff. His dad realized that the hospital can't really help with this. He called a friend who's in touch with some spiritual healers and priests and said, "My son's acting this way. I don't get what's up with him." He went over to a buddy's place, and since he got back, he's been acting really strange. Yesterday, his dad's friend said, "Hold on, I need to talk to someone. There's this small village past Meruth. I won't say the name because it's a touchy subject. Anyway, there's this Baba I know from there who chills at the cremation ground at night. Only a handful of people close to him know about it. over there at the cremation site, doing their rituals. At the cremation site, they do these rituals that I don't really understand. It's like they have some quick ways to deal with ghostly stuff. When I ask about it, they just say, yeah, just give us a call. After chatting with Baba, they tell me to bring the kid to the village ASAP. So, the boy's dad hurries to the village. Now it's late, really dark, and there's this dude, a Baba, who's really into Tantra. Around midnight, they were just about to head to the cremation ground when the Baba stepped out. He spotted one of Manav's friends and asked if he had brought the person he was supposed to. The friend said they just call him Chacha-ji to keep it easy. So now Chacha-ji was Manav's uncle too. Chacha-ji replied, yeah, I brought him. Then the Baba said, all right, take it out, and pulled out a bottle of Ganga water from one pocket and something else from another pocket. Manav's dad totally freaked out when he saw the sharp knife and the bottle. The Tantric Baba told him to give it up, then grabbed the knife and dipped the blade in Ganga water while chanting some mantras. He threw it in a way that left Manav completely stunned. Then he added more Ganga water and chanted some mantras 7 times, and Manav just went completely limp. The Tantric Baba then said to bring the kid inside, so they took him to the cremation ground. So, until now, Manav's dad has no idea what's happening. He just came along with his friend and brought Manav here. The holy man went inside with Manav's dad and the kid. There was a fresh pyre there, and I guess they figured they'd sit down. The holy man pulled out some flour from his bag and said, make some bread on the pyre. Manav's dad gathered his courage and started making the bread, saying, give it to your kid. He ended up making 3 pieces of bread and some chutney. He was just about to finish his 3rd roti when he started saying, I'm feeling sleepy. I'm feeling sleepy. They brought over this Baba with a box and asked what kind of chutney it was. They were like, just give the kid some chutney. So, Dad ended up feeding Manav himself. Meanwhile, Uncle was just sitting there watching everything. They had saved some Ganga water and that dagger. Manav's dad actually fed him 3 rotis that were cooked over a fire at the cremation ground. Honestly, I have no idea what chutney Manav got. Sleep while you stay up all night. Come sit with me. So, the Baba took Manav's dad to a nearby platform where they sat down. He said, just repeat after me. The whole night, the Baba chanted some mantras and Manav, don't sweat its dad. Just let him repeated them while he do his thing, totally dozed off next to the pyre. At 6 in the morning, when they finished, he saw his dad snoozing and said, what are you doing sleeping here? We need to get home. But the Baba just said, hold on, it's not what you think. Leave and you should too. Grab your kid and take them home. When they wake up, they'll be back to normal. The man asks Baba, what happened to the kid? Baba replies, don't ask questions. Just get them home and be careful from now on. Your child shouldn't go to any deserted places after Dad says eating. Something tasty, it's time or sweet for us to go. There are a lot of things out there looking for good food and sweets. Your kid might have messed up. Baba adds, okay, just be careful. We picked him up and put him in the car, and finally made it back to our place in meruth. Please provide. He had just the text woken you up wanted me to translate. The evening after sleeping for a while. When he woke up, he told Mom he was hungry. Mom got a bit worried, thinking about whether he'd eat his veggies. But she made a nice meal for him and served it with love. He ate really well, said he was full, and then told Mom he was feeling sleepy and was gonna crash. Mom said that was fine and he dozed off. The next day, he woke up and told Mom he was heading to school, having something sweet, but then he ended up in a deserted area and suddenly came back to reality. His family never really got what was going on with him, though. Then Manav tied the whole story back to Niharika about 4 or 5 days ago. Everyone at home was just chilling and chatting about everything. They went over the whole story, and Manav explained what he did. Then Dad jumped in to fill in the gaps about what happened to him. By the end, they finally got the whole picture. He had gone over to a friend's house afterward. Don't forget to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, choosing all, so you get notified about the shocking and scary videos I post daily. You can head over there, and if you have any stories, topics, or info, hey, just you wanted to tell you share, send it my way. Our next video might that Niharika be based shared this on your story with us. Have suggestion. You let's catch up again tomorrow. Seen the video?